Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission, to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
They're running away. They did not use their stasis weapon at all.
Perhaps they haven't had enough time to recharge it.
I was going to say that.
They disabled the robot ship. Scotty, put a tractor beam on it. We'll take it in tow.
That could be exactly what they want us to do. Limit our available power.
That would be a good plan.
We could always throw Tribbles at them.
I thought Vulcans didn't have a sense of humor.
We don't, Captain.
He's being literal.
We've got broken cargo containers in all the corridors, and the Tribbles are eating the grain.
Get Cyrano Jones up here.
Captain Kirk, what can I do for you?
Your Tribbles are all over my ship. My security men can't find them all.
You need better security men.
That is not what they're supposed to be doing right now.
Captain, a harmless little Tribble. What can they hurt?
Harmless, maybe. Little... In any case, they're eating the Quinto Triticale.
The what?
The what?
I'm tired of him pushing that baby.
Jones, is this the ecological sabotage the Klingons are so mad about?
Probably.
Captain, the Klingons are coming back. Speak of the devil.
Jim, there's something about these Tribbles.
Later, Bones.
Oh my gosh. That one Tribble is going to be as big as the bridge.
Fire one fired.
Lieutenant Eric's the same face at all times. Nothing phases him.
That's done it. We're caught. I want your prisoner.
Cyrano Jones is a citizen of the Federation and entitled to Federation protection.
Yeah.
It is not a request.
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you.
Don't force me to take steps that we will both regret.
Aren't you going to sit down, sir?
I think I'll stand.
Oh, a stubborn Tribble.
Implement boarding plan C.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Scott, we're going to implement Emergency Defense Plan B.
Plan B, sir?
That's a lot of Klingons.
Attack! I'm just kidding, they don't attack, but they do hiss. Sweet gracious.
You don't know yet, do you?
Know what?
That we have immobilized your ship.
Our instruments report nothing except some undue transporter activity. Kirk? Tribbles?
Oh yes.
Tribbles.
Kirk? Cyrano Jones took a Klingon genetic construct, an artificial creature, from one of our planets.
Oh, that's what y'all want.
It was designed to be a Tribble predator.
Oh.
The first one, Kirk. We need it in order to grow others from it. We need it to get rid of the Tribbles Jones sold before they completely overrun the planet.
Well, why didn't you just say that?
We must have the Glommer.
Mr. Scott, transport the Glommer over to the Klingon ship.
You can't do this to me.
Yes, we can.
Under space salvage laws, he's mine.
A planetary surface is not covered by space salvage laws. If you want the little beastie that bad, Mr. Jones, we'll transport you over with it.
I withdraw my claim.
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
All right, bye. All right, good. Now leave us alone.
Tribbles appeared to be a much more effective weapon.
Jones' genetic engineering was very slipshod, Jim.
Geez, how big is this one?
He didn't slow down their metabolism. You see, they're not just giant Tribbles, they're colonies.
The engine room is filled with Tribble.
Well, We can do something about that. He did it to us again!
Let's say, how's that little one gonna...
Yeah, do anything. Well, they'll have to create a large one.
Blast that thing!
Oh, what?
Oh, that's what he meant by colonies.
Any other orders, sir?
Yes! Don't do that again! Ever!
A shot of neoethylene will fix everything. The Tribble colonies will break down into their individual units with a slower metabolic rate.
What about the Klingons?
Oh, well.
Say you didn't get this one, Bones.
Oh, yes, I did.
But it has...
Of course.
Oh, it's gonna be the
same shot
yeah.
from the show.
Someday I'll learn.
Someday you will.
Aye, Captain. But you've got to admit, if we've got to have Tribbles, it's best if all our Tribbles are little ones.
Aww.
Look directly at the camera. All right.
I remember as a kid really wishing that I had a little pet Tribble because they're just so cute. Maybe someday I'll make one because it doesn't look too hard. I like that these ones were pink though. They really reminded me of Pygmy Puffs in Harry Potter. The little fluffy pink things. Ginny had one that rode around on her shoulder and they were created by the Weasley twins. Knowing that Mr. Weasley was obsessed with Muggle things, I bet he knew about Tribbles, and I'm wondering if maybe Fred and George were inspired by them. That's my headcanon anyway. That Mr. Weasley was a secret TOS fan. I mean, what is the function of a rubber duck? This was such a fun callback. I absolutely loved it. This just made my day. I think out of all the TAS episodes, this is gonna be the one that I come back and probably rewatch the most, at least so far. You probably saw I got a little bit overexcited when I saw Tribbles.
Interesting. I do appreciate the fact that they brought back the Tribbles, but like did something new with it instead of just like bringing it back and doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
They did copy kind of like a lot of the setup of the episode of the original series. Like you have the Klingons there, you have, you know, Cyrano Jones, you have they're transporting grain. Like it's all the same beats, but they just mix it up a little bit. So it was fine.
Yeah, just comes off a little different in animated form and 20-something minute form instead of, 50-minute form. So I can appreciate that. It's another one of those things that I feel like this could have been solved with a little communication.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like, hey, wait, remember Cyrano Jones from earlier? Well, he's back at it again. We need, we have a triple problem. Instead, they have this weapon that not only, takes, the Enterprise functions offline, it takes theirs offline as well. Like, this is weird.
I don't know. After seeing the Tribbles episode in the original series and now this one, I just don't think the Tribbles are for me. Like, I just don't, it's just not my preferred thing.
Yeah, it's one of those classic Star Trek episodes when people, it's one of those, like, top 10 that people think about when they think of Star Trek. Like, oh yeah, that episode, but...
Yeah, I understand why it's like an iconic Star Trek thing, but for me personally, like, I didn't really enjoy this episode any more or less than I enjoyed the Tribbles episode in Star Trek. Like, they were both just fine episodes, just not really my thing, except at least the original series episode had that whole bar sequence with the bar fight. This one didn't really have anything like that, but there was a couple little, neat things in there to keep it interesting, but overall it was just fine.
Yeah, it just felt like a remake for the kids and maybe, for the ones who, watched the original show, just something a little different.
I enjoyed seeing the Klingons again. I enjoyed seeing Jones and the Tribbles. I was very taken aback by the Tribbles being pink, but I understand why they were pink because they're different from the ones that we usually see. And it was cool that it's like, yeah, they don't multiply like that, but technically if they eat, they get bigger, and we still wound up with a ton of Tribbles at the end. But hey, it is what it is. I thought that this was a cute little episode. It was cool seeing that the Klingons had another weapon, or I should say a new weapon technically. And I understood the dilemma that the Enterprise was going through with like the grain and the robot ships and having to haul them. And I understand that it was using a lot of power and weighing them down. So overall, and I know my thoughts on this are going to be kind of quick, but this was just a very simple episode. And I like the twist of We don't really want Jones. We want the creature that he took. Honestly, if the Klingons would just be upfront with what their concerns are, we wouldn't have to do all this battling and shooting at each other. But it makes for good TV. So I'm going to leave it at that, and we're going to scoot on into the next one, and I hope you guys enjoy.